So let's talk about letter C. So we have 484. I'm going to divide it by 2 to start. What is 484 divided by 2? 242. Those nice symmetrical numbers are nice. What's 242 divided by? So we want to divide it by 2. Okay. Jumping ahead on me. 121 can be divided by 11. Okay. Now, 121, I'll say, really for me, it's up to 15. But I'll talk to you. Hold on just a second, and so I don't confuse you. Okay. So before I finish this problem, there are multiplication facts that you have kind of learned and memorized. It might take you a bit to collect, but like if I said 4 times 4, it's 5 times 5 is. Okay, 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 7, 8 times 8, 9 times 9, 81. We're less confident every one that we say. 10 times 10, 11 times 11, 12 times 12, 144. 13 times 13. 169. Okay. What about? I was saying close. What did we just do? 13. What's 14 times 14? 196. There you go. Okay.
We just did it.
Yep. What's 15 times 15?
225.
Okay, so those are all perfect squares. Okay, those are all perfect squares because they are all a number multiplied by itself equals a number. Okay, so 121 is a perfect square. Okay, so it's just going to be stuff that you'll start to memorize, just like your multiplication facts. You'll start to memorize your perfect squares and your perfect cubes. So, but we'll get there. All right, what pairs do we have? We have a pair of 2s. We have a pairs of 11. What's 2 times 11? 22. Okay, so you now know how to find square roots. Congratulations. Okay, so now let's move into cube roots. You're gonna love them, maybe. What?
No, maybe.
My suggestion is to use
You said no calculator.
right.
Wait, what did my reminders go?
You what? They're in my bag. I took them home. I forgot to look at them when I got home, but I'll bring them next week. I told my wife to remind me, and she'll remember. So.
Write it on your head so you wake up exactly. You look in the mirror and it's right there.
I don't look in the mirror.
Right.
What do I need to look in the mirror for? I have no hair.
You can look at your beautiful face. Nobody's there.
But whether I look at whether I look at it or not, Hezekiah, it's not going to change. So, like all of it, nobody wants to see that. Okay, so I have before, but I haven't in a really long time. Over the summer, actually, it was about out here. I had to trim it because it was hot. Okay, all right, let's refocus. We can talk about my facial hair later. Okay, so when we were working with square roots, we were working with squares. When we're working with cube roots. Okay, we are working with cubes. Okay, so what that means is from a square root, we're only worried about two sides, which means we're talking about area. When we go into the three-dimensional version of area, we are talking about what? I feel like maybe we didn't listen to my question. So when we're working with squares, okay, we are working with area. Area is a kind of measurement, right? When we're working with the three-dimensional version of that, what are we talking about? Oh, okay, that's fine. I can show you real quick. Easy peasy. No worries. Okay? Volume. Okay, volume. Everybody? For answering the question of something that you learned in like fourth grade?
Yeah.
Well,
Fourth grade.
we're supposed to learn that in fourth grade.
Okay, 1975. Sorry, I worked out last night.
Wow, Josh.
Sorry, nobody saw. Okay. So if we are, let's focus, please. So instead of just doing the square, so here, let me put it over here so we have a form of reference. So if I say the area is 36, okay, how do we find the area? Is length times width. So you have your length and your width, or vice versa, right? The volume is going to be similar. Okay, the volume of a cube is going to be length times width times height or depth, okay, which is what I prefer, but it doesn't matter. Okay, length times width times height. So let's say the volume is 8. Okay, how do we know what each length of each side is? Because now we have to do it how many times? We're not multiplying it twice, multiplying it 3 times. Okay, so that's kind of what we're working off of. Okay, but you're going to do factorization the same way. So let's just look at letter A right here. We have the cube root of 343. So what do we notice about that radical that's different than the square root? There is a 3. Okay, so if you see a radical with no number, it is automatically understood that it is a to the second power. So it is a square root symbol. Okay. Then once you start upping the degrees, whoever is doing the problem, okay, will make note of that, and it'll be in the little teeth of that radical. Okay. So this is a cube root because it's got a 3 right there. And then we're going to factor 343. Now, this is the point in the class where I am comfortable with you going to get a calculator
Okay.
I mean, we are at a nerd school.
Yeah, but Mr. Bennett.
Joy, you're wearing glasses.
Yeah. I know when they're. I already know that. Okay, what's wrong with my TV? I keep saying things remember, so I don't trust that.
No, I said my wife.
I don't even know.
She's better than me, so she'll get it. Okay. I should get a calculator. Let's come back. So we have 343. Okay. The job of the calculator is to help you figure out which prime numbers you can divide 343 by. Okay. So it's just a little trial and error. Okay. Which unfortunately is a common method that we will use in algebra. Trial and error, which means you just try stuff out till it works. Okay. So I'm going to divide 343 by prime numbers until I find one that works. Who has found one? 8 is a number. 8 is not a prime number. 7. Okay. What is 343 divided by 7? What can you divide 49 by? What can you divide 7 by? Are we down to a 1? Yes. So now we are not finding pairs because pairs have how many in them? 2. We are not working with square roots anymore. We're working with cube roots, so it's 3s. Okay, so groups of 3. Oh, never mind. I was about to say something, but it's going to be on the recording, so never mind. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you when I stop recording. 7. We've got a group of 7s. Okay, so what is our answer? 7. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We'll see how well we do. I planned on giving. I planned.
I just asked.
I
wanted to know.
All right. So my plan was to give algebra homework today. First hour did so well that I did not give them homework. So we continue participating in a productive way. You guys won't have homework, but if we don't, then we will. Okay. So these are all 3 volumes. Okay, volume measurements of cubes. Find the length of a side for each of these using prime factorization. B, C, and D. Do these on your own.
You like what? You like what?
Yeah, that's why I took the shot.
Honestly, unrelatable.
It's awesome.
If I can, you guys think this is torture my little brother? I would want to.
Y'all should see what he does to us.
Well, like a comet. Like a comet.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I'm not.
In my little town, they have some guys that'll like print cards and sell those. And they fill bags and they have the hot sauce in them. Okay, how much more time do we need?
More, a little bit. A little bit longer.
10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, just the length of one side. Josh. You're just finding the length of one side, which means you're just finding a cube root. Well, they're all going to be the same.
It's 27.
That's why you made it. What? Just wait till that day. What? That's the finished thing.
I weirdly get threats like that every year.
Yeah. It's gonna be my last year here.
Oh, yeah? I'll practice.
We do the exact same thing. It's 27.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing.
Yes. This is a cube. Length and the volume are the same. Yes, it can. That's what I'm talking. Because 27 is
Oh, yeah. What? I want you to try it first. I'll help you once I go over it. I want to see you sweat a little. Ezzy, Avalon, y'all did all 3 of these? Okay. Talk is cheap.
I don't know. I only know it's 27. No, that's what you said. No, I know. I don't know.
Right.
No,
All right, let me get you started in case you're having trouble. 27 feet cubed means we have a cube whose volume is 27 feet cubed. So we will do prime factorization to find the cube root. What can I divide 27 by? 3. What can I divide? No, so sorry. What can I divide 9 by? 3. What can I divide 3 by? Okay, and we got to a 1, so we're good. You find a group of 3, which is 3. So your answer should be 3 feet, which means that the length is 3 feet, the height is 3 feet, and the width is 3 feet. Okay, how do we do on C?
Perfectly fine.
Okay, hold on real quick. Let's come together. Joy, walk me through C.
I don't like this tea.
If she needs help, yes. Quiet, please. Feels like we're not being super respectful. No. It's a great question. It's the best part of my job. So, you want some help? Okay, so we're doing prime factorization of 125. Your first one that you said is 5. 125 divided by 5 is 25. Perfect. Which will give us 5. Perfect.
You're so smart, Joy.
Okay, Hezzy, letter D. Just kidding. Okay, so let me. You think you got it, Josh? Tell me. Sure. Okay. 1 over 2 halves? 1 over 2. Okay, so we'll see. So, yes. Okay, so let's look at letter D. Okay, letter D is 1/8 yards cubed. Okay, so we're going to take 1/8, put it inside the divisor bar. Okay, and we're still going to factor. Okay, now there's a way to do this on the calculator. Okay, if you haven't figured it out, I will teach it to you. Okay, but for right now, I just need you to watch up here. Okay, when we are factoring, we are working our way down to what number? 1. But that's because we're starting above 1. Is 1/8 less than or greater than 1? Less than. So now we're working our way up to 1. So when we're working with fractions, we kind of are multiplying, but actually, mathematically speaking, we're still dividing by fractions. But when you divide by a fraction, your number goes up. Okay, counterintuitive. So what can I divide 1/8 by? A half. Okay, 1/8 divided by a half is, let me show you. Okay, you learned this a long time ago. Okay, if I have 1/8 and I want to divide it by a half, okay, I would actually teach you to change that to 1/8 multiplied by, and then flip the 1/2 upside down. 2 over 1. So what does that give me? 2 over 8, which reduces down to 1/4. Okay. Now what can we pull out of 1/4? Yeah, we can do a half. Okay. So now, instead of dividing by a half, we'll multiply by 2. What's 2 over 4? 2 over 4 reduces down to a half. So we had 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, and the 2 over 4 reduces down to a half. Okay. Now what can we divide a half by? A half to give us 1. Okay? An easier way to do fractions. Would you like to see? Okay? You're going to love it. You won't. That's sarcastic. You're going to love it. I will always teach you the harder way first, and then I'll show you the easy way. Okay? This was the harder way. Okay? So, if I have 1/8, okay, instead of worrying about doing the whole fraction all the way down, okay, if I'm taking the cube root of this whole thing, which is what we're doing, you actually can just separate it and do the cube root of 1 over the cube root of 8, which is a little easier to think about. So what's the cube root of 8? Yeah, it's just 2. Okay, what's the cube root of 1? 1. So it's 1 over 2. Okay, so.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, did I erase that? Okay, let's keep moving. E and F, do those on your own. I'll give you how many minutes?
10.
Deal, I'll give you 5. Oh, sorry, I thought you said 5. Yes.
I can't do this. Oh, I can. I believe in you. Who said that? I believe in everybody. Yes.
I worked really hard on it.
Are we still dividing even though it's negative?
I'll answer that question in 6 minutes.
Tell me.
Try it.
I believe in you.
Hey, when you're doing prime factorization, your goal is to get it down to a 1. So just use your knowledge of negatives and multiplication to try and do that as you're factoring stuff out.
Oh, okay. I got that.
You don't want to get it down to a -1. You want to get it down to a positive 1. I love all the first period did not give me as many nasty faces. On E, it's down to 1. Well, I see what you're saying.
Technically, so going up, if you think about negatives, you think of so we bring
Working your way to 1, I guess that's what we should say.
and we're going to -1.
To 1. Positive. Kylie.
Yes, make it a negative.
Wait,
Because the negative going by negative turns to positive. Because that's positive. Divided by negative.
When Amante gets back, okay.
Then you divide 9 by 3. You still using the number 3. 9 divided by -3. Then you find -3 divided by it's -3.
Yeah, we got a line. Unless it's an emergency. Is it an emergency? When Amante gets back, Nathan's going to go, and then you can go after Nathan. Okay?
I did it, Mr. Bennett. I did it.
So proud.
He copied off of me. See, I told you today, also, why would you say that they did it? You need to be meanie. You need to be every night. No, you're the one. You're the one. You're the one. You're the one.
You gonna be in trouble. Right here.
What?
Rookie the bully. Yep. That's your name now. You haven't seen it in science class. We had to lock out the classroom for our safety. Those for our safety. Who knows?
That's not nice but they're not. Exactly. That's called name calling, and technically that's
Sixth grade?
I've never been over there.
Yes, you are. That's what. You don't
Yeah,
say.
you
All right. Yes. I'll give you one more minute.
Make notes.
That word I can always be. Isn't it like negative?
I am.
Because we already did
All right, let's talk about it. Let's come back together, please.
That's a pair.
3, 2, 1. Let's talk. Okay. How many of us struggled with figuring out what to do with the negative on E? Okay, let's just talk about it real quick. Easy fix. Let's focus up here, please. Okay. We have negative 27. What can we divide it by? We can divide it by 3. Okay. Now, our goal when we are factoring is to get it down to 1, right? Okay. So what if we just factor out a negative 3? Okay. Negative 27 divided by negative 3 is what? A positive 9. Okay. Do we need to factor out a negative anymore? No. Okay. So now I can factor out a 3 and then factor out a 3 and we're down to a 1. Okay. So with your grouping, it's really important for you to keep in mind what your like multiplication and division negative rules are. Okay. If you have, it doesn't matter how many numbers you're multiplying together. If you have one negative, what's your product going to be? Negative. If you have an even number of negative signs, what's it going to be? Positive. So, how many negatives do you have in this group? 1. So it's going to be negative.
So smart.
Okay. Who figured out F? Okay, hold your answer, Josh, okay? Yeah, F. Okay. So let's go through F. Okay, so doing the cube root of negative 27 over 1,000 and trying to do that all together seems extremely complicated. Do we agree? Yes. So make it easier on yourself by doing what I showed you up at the top with the 1/8 and separate it out. So I have negative 27 cube root of negative 27 over the cube root of 1,000. Okay, and do those each separately. Okay, so we have the cube root of negative 27, which we just did. So that's going to be what? Negative 3 on top. Okay, and then we just do the prime factorization of 1,000. And that's going to be on the bottom. Is this? Oh, I see what you're saying. So hold on. So like teachers have to have I'll say a large amount of meetings before you guys can get here, and that was actually a question that was brought up because Ms. Schultz was talking about when we're logging minutes, like It can be anything. It can be a textbook. It can be the back of a shampoo bottle. It can be all kinds of stuff. And there was a math teacher in the room that did ask about this. This is not really going to be considered reading.
Okay, so let's get back.
I'm glad we're focused on the task at hand, though. So let's keep going. We have 1,000. What can we divide 1,000 by? That is true, but that's not a prime number. 2. What can I divide 500 by? 2. What can we divide 250 by? 2. What can we divide 125 by? 5. 5. Okay, so we have a group of 2s. We have a group of 5s. What is 2 times 5? 10. Negative 3 over 10. Of the notes? Oh, we've just gotten started. We haven't even gotten into the algebra part of it yet. What? We've still got 30 minutes. Cha-ching. Okay.
Can I call home?
Yeah, after class. Okay, so let's move on. Did I mention that if we continue performing well, we will have no homework? All right, so now we are evaluating expressions, okay? Did I say evaluating algebraic expressions? No. Okay, just expressions. So evaluating expressions means we have no unknown values. Okay, so we have 2 times the cube root of negative 216 minus 3. We have 2 times the cube root of negative 216 minus 3. After Isaac gets back. Saved by Isaac. Isaac, just in time. What's the answer? I'm just kidding. Sit down. Okay. So, would you like to, a 1, you would like to try this on your own first. A 2, you would like to see it done. We're very good at listening in this class. A 1, if you would like to try it yourself. A 2, if you want to see it done. Wow, a bunch of 2s. I had no idea. Okay, so I will show you. Okay, what is important to remember when we're working this? That is a good rule of thumb for always. Yes. Okay. That's the first step, right? We'll say first step, listening. Okay. Second step, it's important to remember your order of operations, which are PIMDAS. She's excused. Okay, so what do we need to do first? Are there parentheses?
No.
Exponents. Are there exponents? Yes. Technically. Okay. Technically, there's an exponent because before radicals kind of became a thing, radicals were actually put in the form of an exponent. So, like, you would have the number negative 216, okay, and it would be to the power of 1/3, which is the same thing as saying the cube root. Okay. Now we don't show that to you right here. You'll see that sort of stuff in Algebra 2. Okay. So we're only working with the radical version of that. Okay. So we have the cube root of negative 216. We got to do that first. So I'm going to bring these down. And then in place of the radical, I'm going to put parentheses. Okay. Then out to the side, I need to do my prime factorization for negative 216. Somebody walk us through that. What can we divide negative 216 by? We'll do negative 2. That'll give us 108. What can we divide 108 by? That gives us? Yep. What can we divide 54 by? Which gives us 27. Can we take it from there? Okay, so 3, 3, 3, gives us a 1. Okay, so we have a group of 2s with a negative. We have a group of 3s with no negative. So it's going to be negative 2 times 3 is negative, there you go, negative 6. Okay, now order of operations says we need to do what, Hezekiah?
What? Oh, my bad.
You're bad.
Of course.
I love how eager we are to answer the question. Sure, Kylan. Yes, absolutely. Daniel, is that what you were going to say as well? Just you're supposed to say yes. I know you're about to ask for the restroom. Don't say yes. Yeah, good job. Okay, yes, you can go. So 2 times negative 6 is negative 12 minus 3, negative 15. Is that our final answer?
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes.
Have some confidence. Yeah. I boxed it in. So. Okay. So that means we're ready to do more on our own. Okay. Please work on letter B. It's true.
My mom was paid.
Your mom signed that thing this morning. Yeah. Do what?
We had actually teachers are legally allowed to hit kids.
In some school districts. True story. I worked at a school district in Texas where corporal punishment was still a thing. So kids would get sent to the office, and they would have the choice of going to ISS for 3 days or getting 3 swats.
I take 3 swats.
Yep.
I take 3 spots, yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for the kids, like they were the ones that had to choose. So if the kids came back to class, or if the kids didn't come back to class, everyone knew that they chose ISS instead of the spankings, and they got bullied for that. So that kind of sucked.
Wait.
I'm actually seeing him volunteer.
You what? No, I didn't get spankings. I coached and taught at a school that gave spankings to students.
For what?
When? 2016-17. Like,
Is that illegal?
so it's legal because the school
What
board
school was it at?
the school board in this town approved it, and parents could opt out by signing a thing saying my student like cannot be punished. Like with that.
So would mine, honestly.
We swatted kids. We swatted kids at a school I used to work at.
I'd rather be kicked out of
What?
This makes no sense.
Wow.
You just win. He knows he has a good pop.
Wow. I imagine so. All right, guys. Okay, I see some groups getting together and working. I see some groups getting together and talking. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 146. Yeah. It's 146. Five? Yes, plus 21.
Right now, it's 56.
What? Should I have?
I think it's 13.
You know, like what? That.
How is he the quarterback?
What?
How is he the quarterback?
How is he a quarterback?
Like
No.
How did he get chosen? How did he get chosen?
He's a leader.
Oh,
He's just like, all right, let's talk about it.
Okay, so basically,
Maybe.
is that the answer that you do 5 to
No.
the power?
Just moving it out of the way. All right, guys.
25. I'm an honest.
All right, let's come together in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we have in parentheses. We have in parentheses the cube root of 125. Close parentheses. All of that cubed plus 21. Okay. I will show you how you should go about working it. It's not complicated. I'm sure most of us figured it out. It just takes a few steps. Okay. So first we're going to do the inside the parentheses, correct? Okay. Inside the parentheses. So we got to simplify that radical. So what is the cube root of 125? Okay. So we have parentheses right here with the cubed on the outside plus 21. If we do our prime factorization for 125, we take it down to 5, just like you guys said. I'll put it right here just so you can see the, oh dear. So you can see the work. Man, my pen keeps running out of ink. Okay, so we have a group of 5s. We'll put the 5 back in here. Now what do we need to do? 5 to the power of 3, which is? 125. Almost feels like you walked in a circle. Okay. What is 125 plus 21? 146. Okay. Who would like to see the quicker way?
there's a quicker way.
I already told you. I'm going to show you the longer way, and then I'll show you the cheat code.
I like this. I would like to see the cheat code.
Okay. When we in the old school Game Boys, they call it a Game Shark. So you could stick your game into a Game Shark, and then they got you all these cheat codes. Yeah, that gets you like 1,000 BC, I think. Yeah.
Say you swear.
Up,
Say you swear.
down, left, X, circle, triangle.
Actually, if I hit the trigger key 3 times, then X2, and then 0, and then 4. 0,
Negative, I think that means you have to pay. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry. Cheat code. Okay, I'm going to erase this. You don't. Did I tell you to erase? No. Okay. So, how do you do this quicker, Jamie? So, you didn't do this, but you talked to me about it. What did you notice at the beginning? That they're the same thing, just inverted, right? They're the inverse of each other, okay? So if I take the cube root, we're focusing, right? Because I'm trying to show you a better way to do this. So we're paying attention? Okay. We're taking the cube root of 125. Then we are cubing it. Those are inverses of each other. So without even having to factor, these will just cancel out and give me 125. For real. Okay, so it's not any different than saying, like, let's say I said x divided by 2 on the inside, and we're going to multiply that by 2. What are you doing to the x on the inside? Dividing it by 2. And then after you do that, what do you have to do? Multiply it by 2. Those are the opposite, so you just cancel it out. Your answer is x, right? This is the same thing. Okay, so that can be helpful as you're moving forward to just allow yourself to do a little less work. Do number 1, and then we'll move on to something a little more fun. A lot, maybe? I'm not lying. We just have different opinions. Don't worry about it. Okay, 18 minus... Yes. 18 minus 4 times the cube root of 8. I will give you 2 minutes to do this one.
No way.
Avery did not get that compliment.
Yeah.
I'm in algebra, but I spelled it Algebra.
Use your blackboard. Two. Two times 4. 2 times 4. Take it. 18 minus 8. Well, what are you gonna say? Some have it. We're not doing 2 to the third power. Where did you get?
What?
Oh, that's yeah.
Say it again.
What he said to someone.
Okay, so then it's just 18 minus 2.
I say, well, I just want you to try first.
Avery. I don't want you to try first.
You can do it.
We believe in you.
Oh, okay, minus 18 is 10. Okay, yeah. Because times 4, times 4 is 8, and then 8 minus 8 is 10.
Teachers too? Oh, I was type. Why type it still? What's your tears?
Mr. Bennett, I feel like they should get marked because they're wrong.
Done. I'm calling your mom.
She changed her number.
Oh.
There's 2 numbers. Make your email. Make it.
Wait, Mr. Bennett, why
What's up?
Make it educated guess.
I got yours too. Don't worry about it.
Remind me that we
Wow. Yes. So many. What? Yeah.
What's her middle name?
Wow.
What's her middle name?
Do what?
What's her middle name?
If you butcher it,
Do you have Kyle's dad's number?
hey,
First.
I'll take that.
I got my mom's
She
number.
said, you can't even find mine.
Mr. Bennett, you don't have my dad.
I'm sorry.
You.
Is it
What? Okay. So what's the most common? What's the most common like misconception about the way it's pronounced?
There's been a lot. There are places that.
So read this to me and tell me what's the most common mistake people say.
Udakobong.
Udakobon is what they say. Udakobon.
it's okay.
They replaced the D with a J. So
They say Ujaka.
no.
So it's U
I know you're in the middle. It's probably something really
Dwa
I
Ko Bong. Udwa Kobong.
Udakobong.
Okay. Nice. I'll practice and I'll say it at graduation.
Wait, is my sibling? Wait, do we have my siblings?
Yeah. I can't show you though. Not still. Oh, from 5th grade? You have a younger brother too? Oh, probably.
Wait, are my siblings down there?
Okay. We gotta keep going. I'll pull it up in a second.
It's us. Can I write it down?
No, because we're running out of time. I will let you do that sometime. Just not today. Okay. So sorry. We need to get back on track. Okay, so we have 18 minus 4 in parentheses. What's the cube root of 8? 2. What is 4 times 2? What is 18 minus 8? 10. All right, last section of today.
You can say my full name on graduation.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, this is the fun part. I did Kavion's because his mom really wanted to hear it, and so I practiced it and I nailed it. Kavion Ikuasanu.
You can say it right. I said I do something. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, my siblings have worse names than me.
What?
My siblings have worse names than me.
Not worse.
It's hard to pronounce.
No, or there's the worst name I've ever heard.
There's a chemistry.
That was so loud.
Jerry. That's a
Can you
bear.
pronounce that? Wait, can you pronounce my mom's name?
He hates that.
Jerry Bear.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. You should be trying this problem. Okay? I will work it with you, but I need you to stay quiet because I'm running out of voice. Okay? So, we are going to plug in 4x using what method? Starts with an S. Substitution. But now we just have cube roots. Okay? What are we plugging in for x?
192.
192. That's right. To decide which cereal box to get. Okay. But if you do become an architect or an engineer, you will use this. So, what do we need to do first? Yeah, the exponent. Okay, so we need to do the cube root of 192 over 3. Okay? Is doing the cube root of 192 over 3 going to be easy? No. No. Okay? Not doing that specifically. So, if you can, you need to reduce it or simplify it down. Okay? What is 192 over 3? 4. I'm going to say no. It's a fine guess. It's a fine guess. 10?
Wait, which one?
192 over 3.
Oh, 64.
64. Okay? So, we can rewrite this as 192 divided by 4 plus the cube root of 64. That's a little easier to work with. Okay? So, if you can simplify before you take the cube root, do so. Right, Yanni? Okay. So, what is the cube root of 64? What can I divide 64 by? 2. What can I divide 32 by? What can I divide 16 by? What can I divide 8 by? What can I divide 4 by? What can I divide 2 by? Well, we're running out of time. Y'all are too chit-chatty. Okay. And I'm too distractible. So, we're going to group them up. How many groups of 2's do we have? We have 2 groups of 2's. Okay. What is 2 times 2? 4. So, we now have 192 over 4 plus 4. Now finish it out. What's 192 divided by 4? 48 plus 4 equals 52. Okay, you're almost done for today. Almost. Luckily, you have a calculator. Okay, last problem of the day. Have fun.
Yes.
Have fun.
Wait, can you pronounce my mom's name?
Yes. That's what you're trying
Is it, would it be Ime? Yeah. Okay. I love the middle name.
Well, email means patience.
Yeah.
And so it means you can put them backwards.
Oh, that's great.
I have a question. Did you like ever abandon your kids because you don't want to take child support?
It's a very specific question. If you're just asking for funsies, that's a very creative question. If you're asking from personal experience, I'd love to unpack that with you later so we can talk about some stuff. I'm gonna say no.
I think you should have a talk about
that. If I can find them, I will.
I've been trying to do the same thing.
We can work together.
I think I should ask the politicians.
Oh, I thought you were saying ask him if he's your dad. I was like, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say no.
I think that's what colors like.
Since he knows how to use that. I appreciate everybody working on this problem. Maybe what I should do is grade this problem before you leave today.
Oh, please do. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in there with I got negative 57. Wait, this is very good. No, it's 3. It's very good. Negative 3. Negative.
Well, you got was that what it was?
Because
it's our
3
times.
Well,
51.
well, I think I Yes, you do.
If I took a picture right now, it's going to my mom. She'd say,
Oh, wait.
Mr. Bennett, how long have you been teaching here at the circuit?
This is my second year.
Okay. She will say yes.
I know 27.
Okay.
I
This
I
part
know.
right here,
I
and then this part are where we
No, even when Christy, even when Christy was like 50 years old, she was the exact same.
So that should be.
Whoa!
So fix that. Everything else is fine.
Like even if you weren't sisters, like together, I would put sister.
Your thumbs are cheeks up.
See, me and my brother, we don't look the same. Me and my brother, you guys no, he just Y'all should see my brother.
I mean,
See that?
I'm gonna put it up here. Okay. If you are still working,
I would definitely.
if you are still working, look up as you're ready. If you're ready to check, here it is. Okay, so a couple of things. Okay, there's a couple of key places where I see common mistakes. I'm going to circle them in blue. Right here, doing that incorrectly will give you the wrong number right there. Okay, and then this part right here when plugging in the -6. Okay, so This is a question I've had, and I'll continue to repeat it until we really get it. Okay. I'm reading this number one, this whole number sentence. Okay. At the very end is a minus 7x. But if I kind of separate out that negative 7x and I move it over here, I already just said it. How do I say it then? If it's separated out from a number sentence, it's negative 7x. Okay, because minus implies that there's something before it that you're taking it away from. If it's all by itself, you're not taking it away from anything. So by itself, it's negative 7. In a number sentence, it might be minus 7. You look at those the same way. Okay, so when you're plugging in, it needs to be negative 7 times negative 6, which gives you the positive 42 right here. Okay. Common mistake would be to get that sign wrong. Okay. And that is why algebra can be difficult, because you know how to work the problem the whole way through, but you mess up one little arithmetic issue and it gets your answer wrong. Okay. So here are my expectations for Tuesday. Okay. When you come in, you need to make sure you bring the notes that we have already done. Okay, how many notes sessions have we done? We've got lesson 1.1, lesson 1.1 day 2, and today's 1.2. Okay, I am going to teach you how to do the Cornell notes. With lesson 1.1, you will then be required to do lesson 1.1 day 2 on your own, and that'll be kind of your first trial run in doing these. Okay, again, these will help you keep your notes organized. They will be clear. They won't be as messy as your notes that you're taking in class on a daily basis, okay? Which will help you study, okay? No homework today. Be prepared to have a quiz at the end of next week, okay? Yeah. Oh, thank you. I would have tracked you down. Calculators need to go back in the pockets. If anybody ate food in here, please make sure you clean up your trash. Ooh, I like it. I'm excited. Don't leave yet.
Am I your favorite student?
You're my favorite Joy Peter that I've ever had.
I'm the only one that wants to school like that.
Hey, what's up? Hey. I bet I already know, but I'd love for you to tell me. Well, congratulations. Yeah. Okay, so can I call you back in like 5 minutes so we can talk about it a little? Okay. I love you. Bye.
You're weird. That's actually
Y'all have a good weekend.
Absolutely could not. Not your mom. You're welcome.
Yeah, man.
I don't have any like expectations for that to happen. And she was just like, oh, okay. Well, I came back to my desk and I had a message from her that said, can you come back, please? And so I went back and my new TL was in there.
Okay.
And so when I saw her, I was like, okay, well, this is either going to be good news or bad news.
Yeah.
Not going to be neutral.
Sucks that y'all are both here if this is bad news, but okay.
Yeah. And she said that she wanted to give me feedback and said that like they were absolutely blown away with me. Like she was like they literally were speechless when they were debriefing. And it was like a really easy choice for them, and they're so excited to have me. She said I was like a point of conversation at her leadership meeting this morning because I wasn't even on their radar at all.
Right.
As a potential applicant,
And then you just came in and blew them out of the water.
and she was like, that's why it's important to open some of these things up to like
Everyone.
more people.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're gonna find like a gym. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
So no, I don't tell anyone until Monday. They've already got my transition date set, and it's basically right before your birthday.
Oh, nice. Okay.